Yes, welcome back to Hype in the Streets. We got our next guest on with us.
Yes, sir.
Columbia, South Carolina. I was there recently. I was in Fort Jackson watching my son graduate from basic training. So, uh, want to welcome Cashtank to the show, man. How you
What's up,
doing?
man? I'm good. I'm good. I'm living good, feeling good.
Okay, that's
Yes,
good.
sir.
Thank you for taking the time to join the show. I know you have been making your rounds on different shows and everything. So tell us about that journey, interacting with different podcast shows, radio shows, and just trying to get your name out there.
It's been. I'm gonna say it's kind of hectic, but this is all I work for. Um, I've been enjoying it. The different questions, the speaking with different people, just hearing their outlook on the music, and me coming up. Everybody's being respectful. Everybody's being attentive when I was talking to them. It's just been a great experience ever since I landed. Sunday when I landed 2 weeks ago, that Monday I was to work. So everything just been working out perfectly fine for right now.
What do you enjoy most about when you do the interviews? What's some of the highlights that you can share with us that you enjoy doing when you are out there doing your media run?
Uh, People who looked into me. So questions that they'll ask me about my music, that mean that they research. That mean they listen to my music, and for them to ask those questions and bring up, well, I see you dropped this song. It's just like people are really paying attention. Like whoever doing the interview took time out to listen to my songs, to get feedback, get like some history on me. So I think that's been the best part about it, just knowing that somebody's actually paying attention and just trying to understand me as an artist.
Yes. Now I know you went through a recent name change. What made you to decide to become Cash Tank versus
Okay,
your former name?
okay. So I started off as Cashtank,
Okay.
but as I elevated, I wanted to change it to Cash RB or One Cash, and One Cash is I dropped my one of my first big albums was called The Chosen One, so I always felt like I was number one, and I incorporated the Cash with it as well because I had Cash Tank in the beginning, and Tank came as a growing up. My pops gave me that nickname, so that was always my nickname. So when I started off with Cash Tank, it was kind of like, okay, I'm start rapping, I'm saying I'm Cash Tank, and I'm gonna push it. But once I elevate, I felt like I should take the tank off because like I outgrew it. But then speaking with M80, speaking with Matt, uh, I just decided I was like, I'll go back with how I started because when I get when I get big, I'm not gonna say if I get big, but when I get big, the world will know Cash Tank. So I just took it and ran with it.
Yes, I definitely like that name. Is it because you like cash?
Yeah, exactly. I love money. I love
Yeah.
money.
Okay. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Money Match. I know that you have worked with Cash Tank. Uh, Great article you wrote for him for the Hype magazine. Also,
Yes.
Stop Beefing Radio. Well, what is it like reaching out to artists like Cash Tank and be able to help mold them as far as like getting them through the media because it's hard to do interviews sometimes. It can be intimidating, but how are you able to work with artists like Cash Tank?
Yeah, it's been an amazing experience. Shout out to Cash Tank and his family, man. They're very serious in what they're doing. And made he recommend, hit me up, said he got a dope artist out of South Carolina. We linked up and started pushing his EP back in motion. And what I really like about it is because what we were able to do with him, he decided to come from South Carolina to Indianapolis. So that's an amazing thing to me is that an artist who is trying to chase this dream dropped everything he had and came to Indianapolis. And he's basically carving a lane for himself out here already. And it just shows about his drive and determination. Before I got with him, he'd done over 30 albums. So it's not like he's a brand new artist trying to figure this stuff out. He's a talented artist that has a plan. He just needs people like us to help spread the word and tell people about it. So I'm excited he's on Hype in the Streets, to keep telling about it because what we've done so far was just like getting started, but he's got so much major things in the works that I'll let him elaborate a little bit on, or I can talk about that. He will be a household name, not just in Indianapolis, but probably by the end of the year with M80 on the team, we're going to have features from anybody we want. So now it's up to Cash to say, well, I want to feature with this guy. And I've heard this new song he's working on is Grammy level. So, you know, I mean, it's exciting to see how far he's come already in this past year and how far we're going to keep going. Cause you know, I'm team Cashtank now. So whatever he needs, whatever I can provide to him, he's got it. So I'm excited to see where we go. So I'll ask you a couple questions, Cash, man. First off, you moved from South Carolina to Indianapolis. So let's give a little bit of that backstory. What was it about Indianapolis or South Carolina that made you want to make that move? And what's your experience been like being here? Like, what are you doing on your day-to-day routine, you know, and kind of highlight the transition for yourself?
Okay, so moving it was kind of big because I'm very family oriented. So for me to discuss with my family that I was going to decide to take the move to better my career, everybody was all for it. All for it. They was all on my back about if I'm going to go out there, I need to be efficient. I need to still grind. I need to still do what I need to do. So when I made the move, I spoke with my uncle and I got an opportunity to come out here. And ever since then, it's just like the love that's being shown here. It's kind of hard. They say when you move, you get more love outside of your city. But my city was like very like a crab in the bucket. It was just nobody wanted to see nobody on top. So it was like really a tug of war instead of helping up. So I decided that I was just going to go ahead and go on my move. I'm still young, and I still have a lot of living to do. But with this move, it's just the love that I'm getting, and I only been here 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And the amount of love that I'm getting is just crazy. And I never expected it to go like this, but it's like I worked so hard to get to this position. So I'm all for it. But I enjoy it. Weekly I go to the studio once a week, and I've been going to the roundtable recording studios, working with Travis Coldcut. He worked with a lot of people. His background is big, and every time I work with him, as I got comfortable within these last couple of weeks, it's been great because he's understanding me. A lot of engineers you'll speak with, sometimes they just be about that money for that hour, or whatever, how many hours you paid for, and they don't be into the music. But he's been helping me, so that's just how I've been getting through. I still work a job, I still go to work, but I just put my rap first now. And it feels way much better to do that.
So you come from South Carolina. I know one of the first memories I seen you had was you were at the Lakers and Pacers game, you know, when the world got to watch the comeback plays that was happening. You were sitting courtside. That's not something you can have in South Carolina. So can you speak to a little bit of the access that your uncle and Mady is getting you because, you know, who they are, and you're coming to the city of Indianapolis? Even though you're new here, you pretty much got the keys to the city already. What's that experience been like so far?
And it's been great because, like you said, I wouldn't be able to catch LeBron hit no game winner. Like, it's rare. That's rare. That's once in a lifetime thing. I can tell my kids, and I had kids, LeBron was great. I watched him hit the game winner and at a Pacers game courtside. Like, just the experience was overall, like, it's still surreal to this point because I never expected it. But I've been to a lot of NBA games, but sitting that close was like crazy. And just the opportunity that I was given, like I'm just blessed. Like being blessed, you gotta walk by faith. So I walked by faith the whole way through, and now just the blessings just coming in my face.
Yeah. Last question I have for you. I know faith is very important to you and your family. How are you using your faith to guide you through these next steps? Like you're saying, these interviews is a lot of work. Monday, you got a major interview coming up with iHeartRadio. Like I said, he's touched down to Indianapolis and he's got access like you wouldn't believe. How are you using your faith to help guide these steps to make sure you're doing the right thing to better your career and, you know, your future goals?
Yeah. I just go based off, and the man above controls it all. So with him, it wouldn't be none of this at all. So I just, by me grinding and just, you know, working as hard as I work, the last 5 years I've been doing it independent.
Yeah.
And I finally got the assistance that I needed. It's like I had it, but I didn't have it. It's way more business outside of the music. It's way more like these interviews and stuff. So if I feel like it's overwhelmed now, I wonder what Lil Baby go through, what Bossman and D-Lo go through, what the big name rappers go through. So I'm saying, like, right now this is small stuff, and I just got to look at the bigger picture because it's gonna get way worse. It's gonna get way worse, but way better.
Yeah.
So I just pray. I pray about it. I pray that my goals and my dreams come true. So I just continue to do it that way.
Yeah. Salute.
Yes, definitely salute. And nice to meet you. As for me, I'm kind of like, can you guys hear me?
Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. As for me, I like to get to know an artist without knowing them first. I don't know why I'm like that. I'm kind of like different. But it's a lot of artists that I talked to, and I didn't even know they're like huge until later on. And even though I've been working with them, I still don't know them until like later. That's how I want to get to know artists. So I'm a little different, but shout out to you. And that's a big move between um, South Carolina to Indianapolis,
Yep.
Mhm.
right? So that's a big move, and I just want to shout you out with that, because sometimes it's true. You have to get out of your comfort zone for you to realize where you really you know deserve to be, in a way. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that's how we see where we at. It's when we're not where we are comfortable at.
Yes, ma'am.
So now, with my question is, with all that podcast that you been doing with your media run, what is the craziest question you've ever like run into, like that you ever have to answer?
The craziest question I ever had to answer.
Yeah, like could be the craziest.
Um, I kind of don't have like nothing that was too crazy. Uh, Not offhand, not nothing that was too crazy that I could think of at this moment.
Okay, well, I'm
Um,
gonna. That's a good thing then. You've been,
mhm. Yeah,
because
everybody's
I've
been.
experienced some crazy questions with, with other
Mhm.
people.
Yeah. We only send them to the professionals. We don't do none of the gotcha people.
Yeah. So, I have one question, right? What advice would you, since you moved and you're growing, if you were to, if someone was supposed to ask you, what advice, like me, I'm going to ask you this question. What advice would you give to an artist that's in their darkness moments in the music career? Like, what advice would you give them?
I would tell them to keep going, stay consistent. I always believe that every dog has his day, and when you give up, you don't get nothing out of giving up. So I look at it as, if they're going through something, they got a lot on their mind. Like I said, I'm big on praying about it. So you pray about it, and you just go with that. And I just tell them, just grind hard. It's gonna happen. You're gonna have a time. The time gonna come. So I say, don't get discouraged, because a lot of times I got discouraged and wanted to quit, wanted to give up. And look, 5 years later, I'm doing stuff that I never imagined, stuff that I would dream about, stuff that I would sit in the mirror and be like, "You're gonna be this, you're gonna be that. It's gonna work out." Just my imagination has came kind of true. So I just would tell them to keep going.
Okay, that's what's up. And shout out to you. And what are your goals? What do you have coming up soon? Like, do you have any shows coming? That
I have a Matt has hooked me up with a couple of little events that's coming up.
Okay.
Uh, Ready for one of my biggest albums. I'm getting ready for one of my biggest LPs of my career. That, like you said, that iHeartRadio, the interview on Monday at 2:30. That's something that I used to read about, like
Wow.
iHeartRadio, like that's big. So I just been working hard, just trying to get prepared for it, get prepared for that, and my album that's coming. And I got a lot of tracks I got to get done. So I
I
got a
That'll
got
lot of
one more
definitely
things.
question
happen.
for you. I got one more question for you, Cash, because you're working with M80. I think you can give a lot of game to artists. You've dropped 30 albums before you started working with M80 on this new project. What's
Mhm.
different about the
Wow.
strategy you're doing, the conversations you're having? The I know it's all about like your current EP. We're gonna start pushing every song as individual. What's some of the different tools or game you're learning from M80 with this upcoming release that you
Mhm.
think could help other artists, or that's helping you further your career?
when I first started doing music, I didn't know nothing about the business side of it. So M80 has came and helped me learn the other side of the music industry when it comes to rights to beats, um, producer credits, whoever you work with. It's a game on both sides. Everybody has a share. Everybody has a share of money. No matter what it is, somebody has a penny in what's going on. So that, besides the business aspect, he's been helping me with controlling my music, being very versatile. You have to, it's okay if you find that, that one hit. A lot of people get that one hit and they stuck on that same flow, or they still in that same mind. But you got to be able to be versatile because there's a lot of different fans out here. So he was just telling me that this next album show my versatility, because I, like he said, I've dropped over 30 albums. I have over 100 singles, 30 something videos, and that comes with versatility. You're never gonna go to my page and see, oh, he's rapping the same flow. This is the same thing. I switch it up. I take it there. I like to storytell. I like to give stuff that I've been through for the people who actually like to listen to calm down music. But I always keep a club banger on top, just so you can get in the car and hear that beat and bob your head. So he's been teaching me a lot about it.
Wow, that's crazy. 30 album.
Yeah.
Like that's like magnificent.
And it's from when I first started, I was my senior year, graduated, I dropped an EP first, and then I ended up dropping an album, and it was back to back. And they was like, dang, we didn't even get to listen to the other songs yet. But I'm like, man, I'm trying to get out of here. I'm trying to stay consistent. I'm trying to let everybody see what's going on. But then I kind of slowed it down and then dropped singles here and there when I started really learning and paying attention to the music aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have a video that we want to show. It's called Unguarded. Can you tell us about this track?
Unguarded. Basically, I used to play basketball in high school, and you can't. The saying, you can't guard me.
Right.
So now, when it comes to this music, I feel like it's a lot of artists that can't stay in front of me. You're gonna have to compete. So I called it Unguardable, and then I have a lot of punchlines in that song where I'm actually speaking about playing ball. But if you know music and you know the type of gunplay lines, you'll totally understand it. So Unguardable, feel like I can't be guarded right now.
Okay. We're going to check out Cashtank with Unguarded, and we'll be right back.
Till it go. I'm bed to bed. She don't bed to bed. Hey, Jordan, come bed to bed. Let go.
Calico mix that shit. Gang.
Back to back in the booth, I done pulled up in the cool. Had to get the little hoe gone, had to cut the little hoe loose. Keep that steel super close, so they know I got the juice. I cannot be fucking guarded, and they think I still who. Might just step back on a nigga, yeah, I can still shoot. Told her, baby, use both hands, like she playing with a flute. You fuck the city up with this one, got some mans rocking suits. Put that money in my face and bitch believe I'm making moves. I can't never fall off, fuck you, gotta let them have it. Got 2 shots of Don Real, fuck it, I'ma do an ass. Junkie want a whole 8. Told her bro he ain't got a bag. Motion make me fucking move. Now I hopped all in the trap. These are yours, 22. Now they think I'm fucking track. 50's pussy pink. Now they see I be with Andrew Jackson. Got a lemon squeeze. All you gotta do is fucking match. I might mix match designer. Cause today I'm feeling tacky.
Cause today I'm feeling it's the P.O.P.
G6K.
Bet I'm in the pool.
Back to back, feel like Jordan, 95, I'm with the guys. We can't even lose. Had a bad day on Rocket Rule. Wizard in the booth. They say that I shoot like Jordan Poole. Put that bitch before his money. Tell a bro that he a fool. Tried to teach him how to get it. He ain't want it, he skipped school. He'll never have no motion. Guess that shit ain't nothing new.
Guess that shit ain't nothing new. Back to back.
I'm back to back all in the booth, and I put up in the cool. Had to get the little hoe gone, had to cut the little hoe loose. Keep that steel super close, so they know I got the juice. I cannot be fucking guarded, they might think I still
Switch, nigga. For a nigga. I cannot be fucking guarded, they might think I still nigga. Play minutes. I cannot be fucking
might think my dog still hoop. If you know, you know. They might think you still hoop. If you know, you know, nigga.
On my mama, they might think I still
No,
hoop.
you still got
If
that
I
shit.
still got it.
Yeah, that was Cashtank with Unguarded. Y'all make sure y'all follow him on all his social media platforms.
I definitely dig that.
Yeah,
Make sure I
thank
get that money, man.
Yeah, I got you.
Yes. Are there any shout outs you'd like to give, Cashtank?
I just want to shout out everybody who's been supporting me back home. Everybody who's been showing me love in Indiana. Shout out Money Matt. Shout out my uncle. Shout out parents. You know, M80.
Yeah.
It's time, man. Shout out to the hype in the streets too, man, for bringing me on tonight.
Thank you,
Shout
man.
out to all y'all. Yes.
Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you so much. Money Match and DJ Graci Grace, y'all have any closing remarks?
Grace, you can go first.
Okay. Well, I just want to say that, just keep doing what you're doing. I think you're doing a great thing. I love seeing work like this, and I really would love to hear more of your songs. And that's why they love you in Indianapolis. Because, I'm in Chicago. I'm in Chicago all the time. So, yeah. And you definitely needed to move there. You know what I'm saying? I see the movement. It is going to be a positive thing. And I see nothing but greatness for you. Definitely.
Thank you.
And yes. And it's nice meeting you. And I'll be hearing from you
Nice meeting you
more.
too.
And I just wanted to say, I think we're going to close out, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you for tapping in. And I always say this, make sure you check on your strong friends, all right? And
So I'm gonna say first off, last week I had the privilege of going to my first NCAA Sweet 16. It's in Indianapolis. Shout out to Highball Entertainment, the Hype Magazine family. He invited me to come. Got to see Kentucky lose and got to see Purdue lose, but unfortunately, they almost won. Refs cheated in the end. But I wanted to say that just to highlight, man, there's a lot of stuff going on in Indianapolis. My family, DJ Punch, hit me. We're about to relaunch a legendary show we have. All I can say is Well Connected's coming back. Shout out to Mike Trees. And I'm just excited for what's coming next with Cashtank. So if you're in Indianapolis this Friday, we got the comedy show, Mobile Network 1, Highball. We're going to bring a lot of comedians. We're going to start bringing some to Hype in the Streets as well to add another element to the show. And like I said, Cashtank, we're going to do some major things together, man. So thanks for joining tonight.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And you always tell your loved ones you love them today because tomorrow's never promised. And I always love God and love people. We're going to close the show out tonight with 2 clips. One is about the comedy show that's coming. Matt, you want to tell us, give us a brief description about the new comedy show?
Yeah, it's this Friday. Once again, Highball and Mobile Network and the Hype Magazine is presenting it. Robert Slippery Hands is going to be the host. He's the drop we're about to play. About 5 different comedians. They do it once a month, and it's really cool because they bring in talent from all over the country to come do comedy. So if you're an artist in our city, it's a good thing to interact with them, network with them, because you might get to go on a show with them in the future. So.
Awesome. And the second clip that's going to be following that is my TMZ live appearance.
Yeah.
So we got that in the studio.
He's too humble, Cash. You didn't know you were sitting on the stage with a TMZ correspondent, did you, huh?
So let's check these 2 clips out. And I hope y'all have a good night. We'll be back with more Hype in the Streets. Until then, peace.
Indianapolis, hey, this Friday, Comedy Junkies and Mobile Network 1 got Friday Night Laughs hosted by Jason Ritchie, featuring special guests David Boucher, Brian Petrie, Chris Bowman. I'm your headliner, Robert Sweaty Hands Day. We're going to be at the Wit Theater, 3808 South Shelby Street. Doors open at 9 o'clock. You can get your tickets at cszindianapolis.com. Tell a friend, come out, have a good time, we gonna rock.
Alec Baldwin weighing in on politics. Obviously, we've heard him talk about politics before, and he's very famous for mocking President Trump, is playing him on SNL, but he's basically kind of the voice of reason now.
Yes.
And there's a reason for this. He's watching a program that a lot of you probably don't remember, or maybe never saw. It's called The Civil War. It is a very long, sweeping documentary, very complete documentary by Ken Burns, came out in 1990.
At first, I thought we were talking about the Kirsten Dunst classic Civil War from 2024.
Not a classic.
Yeah, it's a very popular show.
But he watched this documentary. He is rewatching it. And here's what he's gleaned from it.
World of the subconscious, I reached for the television and I went to my PBS, passport account or whatever it is called these days, to watch Ken Burns' The Civil War. And boy, you can see now that we are in a pre-Civil War culture now. But I look at the politics of it, of where people are in this country today, in the division and how they're holding fast, and no one's going to falter. No one's going to break or compromise. And it's bad. In order for us to get anywhere, it doesn't seem likely right now. And watching this show really reminded me of how we are in a very similar state now, in a pre-Civil War culture, in a pre-Civil War environment.
It's ominous and scary, Charles.
Ominous, scary.
And correct, I think.
And he's got a point. I mean, this is what we've talked about this for a long time. And I mean, Harvey is, for years, literally years, been talking about we're close to Civil War. But he's right. If no one's going to back down and if no one's going to talk to each other, then he's right. That's where we end up.
There can be differences, right? Everyone doesn't have to agree and feel the same politically. I think we've got to come to an understanding or some sort of common beliefs about this country that we can actually move forward with, right?
Right. Something's got to give, and something's got to give on both sides. Right. Right? Both sides have got to say, all right, we can find some baseline.
Both sides demonizes the other side. I think that's got to stop.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Tee Recx from Gulf Shores, Alabama, and I want to comment on Alec Baldwin. Calling America's current division a pre-Civil War situation, that's one way to get folks' attention. But honestly, he's not wrong. Maybe he's hoping for a revolution of common sense instead. Let's make common sense great and normal again.
Ooh, make common sense great. I mean, this is not a great...
Common sense, great again. Yeah, it doesn't. We need a vowel in that second.
We need a vowel in there
right?
somewhere, but there's definitely something to what he just said.
Good message, though.
Yeah.